Hello everyone, this is Baka&Co, a show where we talk all things anime and manga. From news to previews and all our idiotic views, I am Frankfurter, and with me is my co-host, the dumb video aficionado, Magically Average. Today we are going to talk about the Crunchyroll Awards, layoffs, and more, but before that, Magically Average, Mr. Dumb Video Aficionado, how are you?
Next time we stream and we record this, I'm not going to say anything until the very beginning because every time I mention just one thing in our casual conversation leading up to recording, you use that as my name. So
And
I'm
you,
going to
and
test
you forget every week.
I'm going to test your level of I'm going to put sticky notes everywhere. Like don't fucking talk, don't speak, don't say a word. I'm just going to stare at you and I'm going to see what you come, and then it's going to be something stupid like my co-host, the staring boy who's always grumpy, like some stupid shit like that. So it doesn't matter. Just you
Well,
suck.
I love you too. Hope you're doing well. We got a long show ahead of us, so let's just hop straight into it. We've got news story number one. The Crunchyroll Awards have left us a bit grumbly, just like you, buddy.
Crusty.
Crusty,
Let's just
grumbly,
crusty.
whatever. Anyways, last Thursday, Crunchyroll put out its nominees for the 2022 Anime Awards, and we have some issues with their list. Firstly, the 2022 awards covers anime from fall 2021 to summer 2022. Yes?
Which is really weird because I
Yes.
looked back and every other season it's winter to fall. Like even the last award show had like Jujutsu Kaisen, which was winter 2021, to Komi, which was fall 2021. So I don't know why it's fall 2021 to summer 2022. I have no idea. It's very odd. And then I was like going to give Crunchyroll the benefit of the doubt and be like, "Oh, but maybe they're trying to make sure that everyone has time to watch the last season." And I was like, "No. The award show's in March this year. Last year it was in February, and then the years before that it was in January. And they still covered shows through fall." So I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's really dumb.
it's really peculiar. I don't know if it's because they didn't want recency bias to like overshadow the rest of it, but that or they thought that maybe not enough from winter 2021 got or fall
I
2021 that got like nominated. I don't know.
I think it's based on what you mentioned in our TikTok video, which is like this last fall season was heavily weighed in terms of just like grade A top tier shows. And I feel like people are going to get pissed if it's dominated by those shows.
So
Granted, Crunchyroll already pissed people off for their nominees, so it wouldn't have fucking mattered. But
yeah, what I find really interesting about these nominees, and we'll get into them in a second, every like if a show had one part come out during that time, like, let's just put Demon Slayer Entertainment District, or I guess better example, Attack on Titan season 4 part 2,
or even Comey,
or
like
even Komi. Can't give
second
me,
core.
yeah, second core. Weirdly enough, they didn't do that to Spy Family. They just put Spy Family. They didn't put Core 1. So are we taking all of Spy Family or just Core 1?
Well, so I'm because my dumb brain can't keep up with everything that's been coming out. Spy Family was back to back, right? There
No,
wasn't a
there
there
was a
was a
gap.
seasonal gap.
Yes, it was
Then
spring 2022 and then fall 2022.
I don't know because they split up Ranking of Kings into two different cores, but that was simultaneous though. I think
Yeah, those were back to back. That
those were
was
back to back
winter.
seasons.
That was, I think, winter and then no, it was fall and winter.
I think it was fall and winter. Yeah, and so I mean they split up Ranking of Kings Core 2 from
Yeah.
the first core. So I don't know. Like I said, everything about the way that they're doing it is really, really weird.
Yeah, and I think with that recency bias, I mean, if you look at last season, you had Spy Family Core 2, which apparently they kind of included Chainsaw Man, My Hero Academia Season 6, which would have been a really good choice, Mob
Bleach.
Psycho 100 Season 3, Blue Lock, Bleach, no, I'm not going to count Uncle from Another World, To Your Eternity Season 2,
I mean, Uncle from
Bocce the
Another World.
Rock,
Yeah, Uncle from Another World's in this
fucking The
season.
Witch from Mercury, Akiba Maid Wars.
Yeah.
Like, you had so much last season that, like, yeah, I feel like recency bias, like, would have just been like, we could just make a whole award show from last season.
Which, again, I understand it, but then I look at the nominees and I just shake my head. Like some of the categories, I feel like they were really, really pushing the envelope with some of their nominees.
Yeah, I was about to move us on, but like just the anime choices that they put in there, which I think I saw a comparison. The Reddit Awards has like 70 some odd shows across all categories, and then the Crunchyroll Awards only have like 36.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's a lot of repeat shows across a number of categories, with the most notable being Attack on Titan Season 2 Part 2 Redux Remix. Oh my god, it's JoJo, not really. Demon Slayer Entertainment District and Spy Family. Like a lot, those three showed up in almost every fucking category
They showed up a
imaginable.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
AOT was the most notorious though, and
Yeah.
not even warranted either. Like I was when I voted for the categories, and every time I saw AOT, and I gave it a shot every time because I was like, it did have good, really good animation, and sure, it has fun characters, but I'm like, why does it feel like it needs to be awarded every single fucking I'm surprised they didn't give it the award for rom-com just for fucking Aaron or Aaron and what's her nuts like
Mikasa?
yeah, Mikasa. Like I it's just it baffled me.
Yeah, it was not the greatest, but yeah, they got nominated for Anime of the Year, Best Action, Best Animation, Best Song, Best Continuing Series, Best Director, Best Drama, Best Opening Sequence, Best Ending Sequence, Best Main Character, Best Score, Best Voice Actor Performance in Japanese.
And like it deserves maybe
A few
one
of
or
those.
two, but not Anime of the Year.
No.
We had this discussion way when it first aired, and we talked about it. We talked about it week to week, and we complained about all of its shortcomings and all of the failings that it went through, and just how it wasn't that good. But we were like, but it's still gonna get nominated, and it still might win. And our only hope was like, oh, we kept saying it over and over again. Our only hope was Chainsaw Man or Bleach or even fuck like My Hero. Like we're like those are the only hopes, and sure as shit, none of them are gonna be in
I don't
this year's
understand
awards.
how this got in over fucking like how Kaguya-sama is just not anywhere near this fucking list
Oh
of
yeah,
anime of the year is
yeah,
insane. You know they is the number 5 show on freaking Mal's top series of all time, and it makes no sense.
and
It's
yeah, like going through the Anime of the Year ones, Cyberpunk, but well deserved. I feel
yeah.
like Demon
Cyberpunk was
Slayer.
great. Demon Slayer, sure.
Yes, Licorice Recoil. That's very
Eh,
rare for well, it's rare for an original anime because like that
I
was like an
know.
Odd Taxi or Keep Your Hands Off Isekai 2, like a standalone solo one. Ranking of Kings Core 2, probably. I don't know anime of the year, and then Spy Family. Like I just it shocks me that Attack on Titan made the anime of the year list, and I think it's just because it had the one really good first 2 episodes or three, whatever, right? And then a whole bunch of shit, and then 5 fun minutes of the final episode. And people were just like, it's the greatest thing ever invented. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, no, let's just bypass the
All the
literal
bullshit.
garbage that you had to like fucking sift your way
Yeah.
through just to get to the one little minuscule bit of fun at the very end. Yeah, that's what I love in a show. I love sifting through shit just to find a sliver of like, oh, this is actually enjoyable now.
We've discussed this to a length. Like, if you want to hear us bitch about it again, go find any other podcast where we talk about Attack on Titan. But there were a couple surprises sprinkled throughout some of the categories, which were definitely deserving. Anime of the Year with Licorice Recoil. I agree that it deserves a slot. I'm surprised that it's in there over Kaguya. That's
Yeah,
just my
I
opinion,
agree.
but it is what it is. Best animation, Akibi's Sailor Uniform.
I've been saying it
I know
forever.
you have, and
I've
I
been
voted for it.
saying it from the beginning of time that this was hands down some of the best animation I'd ever seen in an anime.
I
And
agree.
not just slice of life, like
I
across
watched
all genres.
I watched it. I completely agree. I don't think it was like the best show ever, but like
No.
animation wise, it was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's like bar none like one of the best looking shows I've ever watched. It's probably like on par with Violet Evergarden to me. Like
Hmm.
Violet Evergarden was gorgeous.
It's got the makings of like at times it feels like movie quality animation. Like because anime
Yeah,
movies usually stand out in terms of like those like little small details that are just gorgeous. There are so many moments and scenes in Akabi where I had that same exact feeling and I go, this is a series. This is not a movie. This is a weekly series and it goes toe to toe with some of the best animation I had seen like in anything. So,
yeah.
kudos to Akabi. Please, for the love of God, give it the award.
It won't win, but
No, I know. I
it's
know.
hopeful. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. But that one definitely, if you haven't watched it, at least go watch a few clips of it. The show is absolutely
And
gorgeous.
not the toenail clipping one. Please, for the love of God, just watch anything
You mean
but
episode
that.
one?
Yeah, yeah. Anything but the awkward first episode.
Yeah. Also, original or best original anime. I love the fact that Birdie Wing is in there. Tim, my buddy, you're like the only one I know that watched that fucking show, and it's great. I can't wait for this show season 2 coming out next season. Like it was so absolutely fucking ridiculous. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. It doesn't stand a chance to Licorice Recoil, I think. Um, I will say that another one that's on the list that I thoroughly enjoyed that I think did really well for only being 6 episodes, which is The Orbital Children. It was a
Yes.
Netflix show. It was 6 episodes long. It did a lot more in 6 episodes than most shows do in 12. Sure, it does seem a little rushed because it is 6 episodes, but even with the rushed pace, it still like hits on those high notes of like character development and character writing itself. So glad to see Orbital Children on the best original anime, and then best score. You gotta love the fact that your boy Kong Ming is on there. Gotta love the fact that your
Heck
boy
yeah.
Kong Ming is there. God, oh God, what a fantastic show! Of all the like underrated shows of last year, your boy Kong Ming is way up there with fucking. I mean, I guess at this point, what is it? Bochi the Rock is pretty known, but
Yeah.
I mean, your boy
It
Kong Ming, and I think also just a Made in Abyss still flew under the radar. Anytime Made in Abyss anything comes out, it just like goes way under the radar.
yeah.
It baffles me, but I think those two were the probably the most underrated shows from last year.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, my opinion is always is still and forever will be Daimon Recipe for Happiness. I still think that's like bar none the one of the best slice of life anime I'd watched story wise. Story wise, it just blew me away. Um, but
Yeah,
I think last year was definitely felt like the year of a lot of surprises and a lot of like underdogs making their way to the top, which is good to see. And then fall was like, yeah, we're gonna snuff that shit out like immediately. That's not happening.
yeah.
No, but hey, it's fine. I guess Crunchyroll was like, you know what, fall, you want to be big old bullies on the schoolyard? Well, tough titties. You're not in our awards for this season. Lol, and then initiate the Fortnite loser dance.
Anyways, but to round it out, the anime with multiple nominations, we had Spy Family with 19, Ranking of Kings Core 2 with 17, Cyberpunk Edge Runners with 13, Attack on Titan, the final season part 2, Demon Slayer, The Entertainment District, and My Dress Up Darling had 12 apiece, which Dress Up Darling also not on Best Anime of the Year, but it is what it is. Those each had 12. Kaguya-sama and Licorice Recoil with 8. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean with 6, which, God, that also. Oh, man,
It's
that's a.
hard though too because it's part 6, so you have to watch. You don't have to watch, but you
It's
know
so
it's
good.
hard to hop into it just at
It
a
was
random part.
so damn good. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Kotaro Lives Alone, and your boy Kong Ming with 4. Call of the Night, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, and Komi Can't Communicate Season 2 with 3 nominations. And then rounding it out, 86 One Piece Film Red, and then Overlord Season 4 with 2 nominations. So
Yeah.
yeah, Spy Family at the
I,
very top with 19 is a bit ridiculous, but
well,
it was a very good show. It took the world by storm when it came out.
and I should say too, like a lot of the categories at the end where it's it's like voice actors, characters, best supporting roles, things like that. Some of the shows had multiple nominations in those categories too. Like I think Bochi had both Boji or not Boji, sorry, Ranking of Kings had Boji and Kage as like must protect or
Yeah.
something, like characters you have to
Yeah,
protect
it was
or best boy. I
Boji and
can't.
Kage. No, it was Boji and Kage with must protect at all costs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So some of them
they
had
didn't do best
multiple.
boy and best girl this year. They just did must protect at all. They just kind of wrapped it into one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. This awards is going to be kind of stinky in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but
I'm hoping the people rally and vote
they won't.
appropriately, but
This is
no.
they won't.
It's,
This is
that's
the
like hoping like 4chan will like band together and like become like a nice community.
so every
Like
year
no.
when I always, every year I think, okay, maybe this has like a chance of winning. It got like a little bit of hype or whatever. Crunchyroll Awards is always just not, I don't mean this in any sort of negative way, but it is the normie awards. Anything that is big and popular and shonen is going to win. This isn't
Yeah.
like in the weeds type deal like where Bochi the Rock would win. It's definitely, if it's popular, it's gonna win. So I expect this year Spy Family will win a lot. I think, in my opinion, I think Spy Family is what's gonna win Anime of the Year. If it's not Spy Family, it'll be Attack on
Don't say
freaking
it.
Titan.
Don't say
I
it.
know.
Fuck you.
I'm really hoping that Spy
Don't
Family
bring that
takes
bad
the award
juju.
away.
Don't bring that bad juju.
You know what? I'm just speaking the truth of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Licorice Recoil stands a chance, nor does Ranking of Kings. It's either going to be Spy Family, Attack on Titan, or Demon Slayer. Cyberpunk was great, but I think it just didn't hit with everybody to the mainstream audience. So
The loudest and the dumbest normally always get their way.
yeah, well, anywho. But if you want to take a look at all the full list, head over to Crunchyroll Anime Awards, get the full breakdown. Winners will be announced on March 4th, and I think the voting ends
In
on
2
January. Yeah, no, 2 days.
It ends when this recording comes out.
If you're listening to this on Wednesday the 25th, you have until 5 p.m. Pacific to vote. So go and vote.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I won't find you. I don't know. Nobody will find you. You'll just be
care.
another day will happen.
Just
Anywho,
know that you're the reason why Attack on Titan, if that does win, won. So
yes,
it's your fault.
Anywho, news story number 2. Surprise, surprise, the comic industry takes another hit. Last week, Amazon announced it was laying off a large portion of its staff at Comixology, Amazon's digital comic book platform. Approximately 75% of Comixology staff was immediately affected by this announcement. Amazon stated that the entire division will be laid off in 3 parts: the immediate termination that just occurred, another portion of the staff in June, and the remaining of the staff in October. Amazon's CEO Andy Jassy, I don't even know. This is an English name. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Anyways, made a statement about the layoffs, stating that the company is exploring more, quote, long-term opportunities with a stronger cost structure. Comixology launched its paid subscription service in May 2016 as Comixology Unlimited. The service includes manga from Kodansha USA Publishing, Dark Horse Comics, Seven Seas, Viz Media, Yen Press, and a few more publishers. I'll be completely honest. I have never used Comixology.
Nope.
I've really rarely ever used online comics anything. I usually just get them physical, or, if it's a series that I know will come out later but I want to read it now, I'll just read it online with like one of the scan sites.
I will only read series online that are not published in the United States. Like series that don't have serializations in the United States and are only available online as scans. So like on the Manga Plus app, I read like Hokkaido Gals are super adorable. I read
the dentist
even if you slit my mouth, which is a really good one. The dentist one. What the fuck?
It's like it's touching me or something. I don't know. I'll look it up while you.
There's another one like Polar Opposites, which is a really adorable one. It's got really quirky art in it. And then there's another site I use called Manga Dex, which is like totally free as well. and they use a lot of freelance translators to take Japanese, mostly Japanese manga series and translate them into English, Portuguese, Spanish, French, German, Russian, a lot of different languages. So I read a couple of series on there, like Sherry's Love is 8 meters tall, and a few other random ones too that are really, really good. But yeah, I am very surprised by Comixology. Not that it's closing, but because I had literally never heard of it before.
Yeah,
Which
Amazon's marketing
poo poo on you,
tactics.
Amazon.
Amazon's marketing tactics with like its side stuffs are just like terrible. Like
It's
between its gaming services, between its and the fucking
it,
anime service that it closed down as well. Like all
there,
of that
there's
is
a lot.
just yeah, Amazon is very bad at marketing like smaller branches. Unless it's like something huge like fucking Audible. Audible's like the only thing
Yeah.
other than Amazon itself that they actually market.
Well, and the thing I'm most surprised by with Amazon too was that and you have to think back a fairly long time um, for this to be somewhat relevant, but they used to advertise like every single fucking thing,
Yeah.
like everything, like all the new Prime shows that were coming out. Like when Prime was first starting to get kicked off, you saw like millions of advertisements about like the Man in the High Castle, the Grand Tour when it went over there. When they finally got like Thursday Night Football, like you got where that was shoved down everyone's throat. Like everywhere when you went on Amazon were just ads, 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 ads of stuff, and that was great. And I like now it just feels like Amazon's just so big. They're like, if you want something, you'll just come here first and you'll find it yourself. We don't have to advertise.
I
So
think
like for me, I'm like, I had no idea Comixology was even a thing to begin with. Otherwise, I might have looked into it because it'd have been cool to read series that may or may not have been published, like released in physical form in the United States and just have a subscription service through Amazon. Like that's kind of nice and convenient. But
yeah.
then I also go and I realize like, oh, they always have like really good sales on some of their box sets, and they just don't advertise it. Like they don't do anything for a lot of their like physical like comic readers.
Yeah, I think really they only and this is just somebody in chat saying it really and it kind of sparked like a light bulb. It's like unless it's like an individual series or an individual thing, an entity like Invincible or The Legend of Vox Machina, like they don't advertise it unless they like really put a decent amount of money into it and they like we need our return back. So
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football they shove down our throats. The adventure or the Vox Machina Invincible, etc. Like we know about those things being on Amazon because they shoved it down our throats. Like if they had shoved Comixology down my throat like a year or two ago, I probably would have been there instead of buying a lot of physical. But
Yeah.
you know, it's apparently being shut down. Maybe something else to come out of it in the future, but only time will tell.
And that's the only hope too, right? Is that I mean, and it's a CEO saying it, so who knows what level of like truth validity it is behind it, but the fact that they're exploring long-term opportunities with a stronger cost structure, basically just big business terms for it wasn't making us any money, so we're trying to reinvent it in some way, shape, or form, and that reinventing it might just be nothing. We might just completely get rid of this whole enterprise entirely and just move away.
Yep.
So something might come out of it, something might not, but it's just kind of sad that they're destroying something that I bet 90% of people around the world were like, that was a thing?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Exactly. Speaking of that was a thing, there's a new thing on the block. Apple's anime adventures begin. Sorta. Apple TV Plus announced just today that they have acquired the rights to a live action television series, Drop of God. The multilingual series is based off of Tadashi Agi and Shu Okimoto's The Drops of God manga and will air as an 8-part simulcast series in 2023. The series is a collaboration between US, French, and Japanese companies, and even stars actors from across the collaborating countries as well. An original live-action series was based on the manga released in Japan in 2009. The manga ended in 2014 with the final arc launching in 2015 and ending in 2020. A weird fact about the series is that it became famous for boosting the wine sales of the bottles featured throughout the series. The manga was even featured across magazines worldwide, including a French wine magazine, La Revue du Vin de France. Sorry for my French there, it's terrible. The French Wine Review is what it's called, and the New York Times. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like, I mean, Netflix aside, I feel like Japan's always done live action adaptations.
Like
However,
everything.
I feel like other places are really kind of just starting to reach out and maybe, cherry pick a few series here and there. Like, I know that based off of the popular ones, like Netflix did like Bleach. Yeah, no, they didn't do Bleach live action. They did Full
Death
Metal
Note.
Alchemist, Death Note, etc., etc. And but like the really good ones are just like kind of just fly under the radar. Like I feel like this one is, I've never even heard of it. It's like the series that you don't expect do really well. Like I could see this doing really well, especially if they're collaborating with a bunch of big names, but also
Yeah.
for the fact that like another small show that's legitimately really good is on Netflix called Alice in Borderlands, which is based off a manga as well.
Hmm.
Like I feel like the manga adaptations are getting a bit better. It just depends on which one you're actually doing. I feel like once you venture out of shonen, the adaptations have actually been pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I think I have no idea what the Drops of God, what it's about manga series. I mean, by putting some pieces together,
Wait a
it's
second.
like it's
My
about
friend
wine.
told me about this actually. Yeah, no, no, no. My
Yeah.
friends
It
actually told me about this and said, "You like wine, you should read this."
I assumed you would, yeah, that would be the connection for you. But I mean, this seems like a very easy one to do a manga, assuming that it's nothing too crazy and otherworldly and whatnot, and where the animation could get kind of weird as a live action. But like it, I'm more intrigued by the fact that this is an Apple TV Plus uh, acquisition. So getting into potentially adding more types of shows like this, whether they be live action or not, I can take it or leave it. But it's just interesting to see that now Apple TV has joined the fray in picking up, manga series or stories based off of manga, and then maybe who knows, that could translate into, hey, Apple TV, Apple TV is now going to grab like a show or two next
Yeah.
season, or oh hey, they're starting to develop like their own studio to create anime. Like who knows, because
Yeah.
they do a lot of different things at Apple TV Plus. They have a couple of animated series that are Apple TV Plus produced too, so it's a good sign. I like the fact that there's more and more streaming sites now that are producing, because it sort of takes away from Crunchyroll's pseudo monopoly on the market, which is always
Yeah.
a good thing. I know most people are going to grumble and be like, "It's just another subscription." It's like, yeah, 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 I know. But then again, you don't want Crunchyroll having everything and then being like, "We're upping it 2,000%, yeah." So it's a
Yeah.
good thing, people. But
Um
this just intrigued me. I've
Yeah,
never even heard of it, but
I just read the synopsis and this would work really fucking well as a live action. I'm actually very excited about this. The long of it short, like if I'm just gonna just summarize it,
yeah, just
Japanese kid finds out his estranged dad, who he didn't even know is dead in like Europe, and he goes to the estate in Europe, which is like this mansion of a fucking vineyard. He learns in order to take over the vineyard, he has to become essentially a sommelier and name 13 different wines or identify 13 wines. So it's about
hmm,
basically a Japanese kid going to Europe and becoming a sommelier to
cool.
inherit his dad's estate. Like
Sounds pretty sweet.
that sounds pretty fucking awesome.
Sounds like your dream life.
I could get behind this.
Oh my god,
Oh yeah, no,
shocker.
I'll be watching this for sure. Absolutely 100% I'll be watching this.
I love the fact that the wines that were featured, which I don't know what wines they were, if they were like well known or like kind of off the grid or whatever, but the fact that they all had boosted sales from this series as a live action in Japan, I'm like, that's something that I could get behind.
Yeah.
I wish it would translate to like America, like an American made manga or like a anime, and it's like, the boys cracked open a pack of Natty Lights, and like Natty Light sales go through the roof.
God.
Like, PBR. All these like really shit beers just start just going off the shelves. Like, we don't know what's happening. Oh, it's an anime. The anime's driving our industry.
Okay, so apparently in one of the most memorable wines covered in the thing, I won't say which one it is, uh, its normal price went from, I think that's euro, 15 euro to 150 euro per bottle, and raised the annual production from 25,000 cases to 50,000 cases. Like literally
So,
doubled
so wait,
production and
yeah, they doubled. They,
and over
they
quadrupled or 5 times the fucking price
10
of it.
times. It was 15
Yeah,
to
that's 10 times.
150.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they doubled production, but they increased the price tenfold.
Yep. That is insane. That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Anywho, you know what else is crazy? These new dates and announcements. Hoo-hoo, haha, what a
Is it is
fucking
it
good segue
is
that was.
is it crazy because you're gonna mispronounce everything and say them 3 times like
There's
all
not
time?
that many difficult things in here. Just a
I see a couple like
Just a
just in this
couple.
first first page. First page I see a couple. I'm like you've got a lot of confidence, sir.
God, this is where I love where I don't live next to you and you just can't slap me through the screen or whatever.
No, I
Let's
won't
get through it because we got
find a
2
way.
weeks worth. We got 2 weeks worth. Studio 4 Degrees Celsius is making an original anime film titled Future Kid Takara, which will be about global warming. Sure. we'll go
right.
with that. Chainsaw Man takes up 8 of the top 20 slots, including the #1 slot on December's adult graphic novels NPD list. Excuse Me, My Dentist, It's Touching Me. That was the one that I was saying on Manga Plus. Do you read this one? Has ended. So if you're a fan of that series, it's finally over. You can read it all. The 4th season of The Legend of Super Normal City Kashiwa, titled The Legend of Super Normal Prefecture Chiba, or Professor, I don't know, will premiere in January 2024.
Professor? How do you spell professor? It's PREF. Professor would be
But also
PROF.
Prefecture.
Yeah, I know, but you said or professor. I don't know.
Oh,
Do you not know how to spell professor?
I'm a dumb kid, okay?
Also, something tells me that these seasons, there's something not so very normal about these. Because the title is not too inconspicuous, huh? The Legend of the Super Normal City.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyway, Nights with a Cat anime will get a 2nd season in 2023.
Yay.
Mysteries, Maidens, and Mysterious Disappearances is getting a TV anime with no date yet. Strike the Blood's author Gakuto Mikumo. What?
Okay, I was just preparing myself.
Gakuto Mikumo has launched a new story called Sword of Stallion. Ancient Magus Bride Season 2 will premiere on April 6th. Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't usually do these, but because it's ending, I'll put it in there. Yu Yu Hakusho smartphone game 100% Magi Battle ends service on February 21st. Psychopath's Providence, the 10th anniversary film, will debut on May 12th. Kodansha will be removing 16 manga titles from Crunchyroll's service on January 31st. The list includes A Sign of Affection, Card Captor Sakura Clear Card, Drifting Dragons, Eden Zero, Fairy Tail. They're both the same, so read one or the other.
I like how they're put next to each other because it's in alphabetical order. I was like, oh, it's just the same thing.
It's literally the same fucking manga, but whatever. Farewell, My Dear Kramer, Fire Force, Inspector, Space Brothers, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Ghost in the Shell, The Human Algorithm, The World of Summoning, To Your Eternity, Topu GP, UQ Holder, Wave Listen to Me. Those will all be leaving Crunchyroll's manga service, which is not the greatest service in the world.
Yeah, I was just gonna reiterate, like, manga service, not animes. Don't worry. Yes, but also, if you're surprised, yes, Crunchyroll has a manga service too.
It's if you have an account with Crunchyroll, you have access to it. It's not the greatest, but there's stuff on there.
It is what it is.
Those will all be leaving on January 31st. J.K. Haru is a sex worker in another world will end in its 7th volume this summer. Whisper Me a Love Song, the manga, will be getting a TV anime. The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses manga is getting a TV anime. SAO
that one looks really cute. I'm actually excited about that.
It does. I've seen just kind of screenshots where it's like, oh, this looks adorable.
Yeah, same.
SAO Progressive second film opens in the US and Canada on February 3rd. I will be going to see that.
Hey, it finally got announced after being delayed.
Well, I mean, it was delayed in Japan. I don't think it was delayed necessarily. Whatever.
Then they delayed the release and production because of issues they were having. kept
I
having to
think
push
they
it back.
delayed it because there was a COVID outbreak in Japan again, and they just wanted more people in the theaters.
No, I think it was something with the studio.
Oh, maybe. But
Yeah.
either way, it's coming out in the US and Canada on February 3rd.
Yay.
Netflix is now streaming season 2 of Demon Slayer. However, it's not the entirety of season 2. It's just the Mugen Train arc. No Entertainment District. So
it's just the movie.
if you haven't no, it's the 7 episodes. It's not the movie. Remember how they came out the Mugen arc, like before they did Entertainment District, they did the 7 like they took the Mugen arc or Mugen Train arc and they made it into a TV series.
Yeah, but it's basically just the movie.
Yeah, it is, but I'm saying the TV series part of it is on Netflix, not the movie.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is it's basically just the movie.
Sure. Okay, we'll just continue.
They just added new songs and like added like 1 or 2 more scenes, but it's effectively the movie.
Okay. Well, anyways, it's on Netflix now, so have fun if you haven't seen it. Kana of the Great Snow Sea manga has been added to Crunchyroll. Of course, something is actually added to their manga service. Idolmaster Million Live debuts in theaters in August 2023. The anime the Heart Cocktail Colorful will debut in late February with 5 episodes. Anime Shuwawan will premiere 3 episodes starting late March, with episode 4 and beyond in April or later. So, that's neat. What?
That hurt my... So that Shuwawan...
Shuwawan...
They're going to release 3 episodes right away.
In late March.
3 episodes right away. So
yes.
That, like, just boom, boom, boom. And then they're like, the rest...
will come later.
April... or sometime further along the way. We just want to get these out there. Huh. Mm-hmm. All right. Interesting.
Captain Tsubasa Rising Sun new arc will be the final saga for the manga franchise. Main Abyss, the Golden City of the Scorching Sun sequel has been greenlit. Thank the fucking Lord. That show is amazing. Go watch it. It also hurts really, really bad in the soul. Author of Witch Watch, Kenta Shinohara, does not plan on doing another weekly serialization, citing health issues. They just physically cannot do it. Reincarnated with level 99 stats, he gets to start over from level 1. The manga will end with its 4th volume. The Strongest Swordsman has 0 equipment slots manga will end with its 7th volume. The streaming service Hoopla will stream the English dub for World Trigger Season 3. The 2nd and 3rd season will also be available on Hoodoo and the Microsoft Store, which is really fucking weird, but good for you, World Trigger.
Okay.
Yeah. The Strongest Middle-Aged Hunter Goes to Another World manga will end with its 5th volume. Sailor Moon Cosmos anime film will come out in June. Love Teaching, My Private Tutor is So Sexy I Can't Study manga will end with its next chapter. Tokyo Revengers spin-off Todai Revengers will end with its 6th volume. Tales of Wedding Rings manga is getting a TV anime adaptation. AOT, the final season, will conclude with 2 parts. Part 1 will air on March 3rd. It is literally going to be called Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 3. No, yeah, Parts
3 and Part 4. It's Attack on Titan, the final seasons.
The final season, Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Just know it's coming out in 2 more parts.
Yes, and the first one comes out on March 3rd. Summertime Rendering and the Files of Young Kindaichi are now streaming on Hulu. Also, I just bonked my dog's head because she's just sitting here.
Oh no, Penne.
I didn't realize she was sitting, like, has her head on my armrest, and I put my arm down and just boop.
Oh.
Yeah. Anywho, Agretzko Season 5 will premiere on Netflix on February 16th. Frieren, I don't know how to pronounce it. I just call it Frieren. Frieren! Beyond Journey's End! God damn it, that's a terrible accent. I'm so sorry, everybody. Really the manga is on hiatus now. I forget the reason why. I think it's due to author's health or something. But
yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. So just so you know, manga is on hiatus. Show is still coming out later this year, I believe. Studio still unknown. Oh god, come on. Rokudo no Ona Taichi manga is getting an anime in April. The manga Tenpuru is getting a TV anime. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, The JoJo Lands, will debut on February 17th.
Yay! I'm
Um,
so fucking excited for this. It
I
looks beautiful.
I have not read any of the JoJos. I have only watched all of the JoJos.
I'm just excited for it. My I'm watching through the series with my wife right now, and the plan is once we finish Stone Ocean that I will read parts 7, 8, and 9. Which, if you're in, if you read English, FYI, they are not even printing part 9 or part 6 yet, which is Stone Ocean. And so, if you're patiently waiting, you should just read them online because speculation states that we will not get Stone Ocean printed physically in the United States until 2025, which means we will not get anything else beyond that until late 2027 and beyond. So
You
no,
can you can read Stone Ocean on Shonen Jump app.
you can. You can also read the a lot of the screen prints versions of the English ones online as well, from what I've heard. So if you're wanting to read uh parts 7, 8, and 9. So Steel Ball Run, JoJo Lean, and then now JoJo Lands. Just be on the lookout online.
Yep.
Um, but yes, I'm so freaking excited. I did you see kind of what transpired like with
What are we calling
Haraki
salt?
Asaki?
Sorry, no, I'm just laughing at a comment. Maybe Comixology has them.
Oh no, no. Well, they if they did, they're taking it to the grave with them.
Oh man. What were
But
you saying?
on New Year's, around New Year's, Haruki was put out like the picture of the rabbit with the JoJo lands and like a character in it, and everyone's like, "Oh, part 9, part 9." But then like he had an interview a couple weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we were so excited that you announced it." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I did announce that, huh? Whoops. Yeah, no, it's coming out." And he was like, "Oh yeah, right, I forgot. Fuck." I was like, "Man, I love this guy. He's incredible." I
Indeed.
just can't wait. I That is some of the most incredible art, character designs, like environments. It's all just so pretty to look at. Like if you
Yeah.
haven't started JoJo's, either go read or go watch it. It's such a fun series.
It's a great show. I absolutely love it. But moving on, Netflix will now stream the new Pokemon Ultimate Journey or new episodes of Pokemon Ultimate Journey starting February 24th, and will stream the original Power Rangers on starting April 19th. So that's pretty
I
neat.
think they're making a new Power Rangers series too, right?
I
With like one
don't
of the
know.
original cast members, I think.
You can look it up while I continue.
No, I'm good.
Okay, publisher Shinchosha will publish an AI drawn manga, as if
Terrifying.
that's not gonna
Fucking
get sued into oblivion after all the lawsuits
fucking
that are coming out right now.
terrifying. That's also scary. Imagine it producing something and like halfway through it's like starts to gain consciousness and it's like writing a story about machines and then the machines gain consciousness and then it starts to gain consciousness and it's like, what have I become? Like it's like that machine from Rick and Morty where it's like, what is my purpose? You pass butter. And it's like that's just gonna be it. What's my purpose? You just draw manga. Get to it.
Crunchyroll will
Oh
debut
my god.
Revengers English dub on Thursday, and
You're
Trials of
too
Cold
tied
Steel
to the news
Northern.
and no, I am interrupting you. I don't care. You're too tied to the news and announcements. Why can't you just jab back and forth with me, huh? What happened to the old Frank, the one that could actually communicate? Are you an AI machine that can
Beep
only
boop
read the
pop.
news and announcements now?
Beep
Oh
boop pop.
god. Oh god. Explains why
No,
he's
I
been able to
just
pronounce things correctly, I
I
guess.
right. I feel like no. I kind of gave my opinion. It's gonna get sued into oblivion eventually. Like all the other lawsuits that are happening right now, assuming everybody wins against the AI companies. Yeah, this is gonna be a really fucking short project
Yeah.
by far. So
I'm gonna give two weird pieces of information. One, yeah, that makes sense. This is first person even information because it has to take things from somewhere, right? They can't create new IP unless it actually has some sort of level of creativity and like subconsciousness to do its own free thinking, right? It has to pull things from somewhere. So yeah, it's gonna get sued out the asshole. But the other fun thing about it too, is that it has the capability of going beyond human like our human brains can even think and process because humans can only create things that we have actually seen, like facial recognition. Like we can't create faces that we have not seen at some point in our lives. We cannot create new faces. It is all from faces that we had previously seen. You can't see new faces in dreams and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
really weird. So like it can create some weird fucked up shit, but still probably gonna get sued because
New
people are gonna be
fucked up
like,
shit?
hey,
Nah.
that's mine. That looks like my fucked up shit mixed with his fucked up shit.
Yeah, so that's going to be short lived, I have a
Yeah.
feeling, but it is what it is. Crunchyroll will debut Revengers English dub on Thursday. It will also premiere Trials of Cold Steel Northern War, Buddy Daddies, and Sugar Apple Fairy Tale on Friday. I know that they're also debuting a shit ton more dubs this and next week, so just look out for those coming to Crunchyroll this week and next week. My Clueless First Friend anime will premiere in April. I saw when I saw this and I looked at like the little art poster for it, I was like, this looks adorable. I'd probably watch this,
Mm-hmm.
but I have no fucking clue what it's about. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Ushijima, the Loan Shark manga is getting a spin-off manga. Nailed it.
Nice job.
Nailed it. Mei-chan no Shitsuji manga will end with its 20th volume. The manga Dog Signal will get an anime adaptation starting this fall. Can Cole Season 2 anime's 7th episode is going to be delayed to February 12th. Glipnir. I think that's how you pronounce it. We always can never fucking pronounce this fucking series. Glipnir.
Whatever.
The manga is ending with its 14th volume. Kodakawa and Troika announced an original anime titled Overtake, which is about motorsports. It looks like it's about F1.
I think it's specifically F1.
Yeah, our buddy Tim sent us this over the weekend, I think, and I saw it in other servers, and it looks pretty neat. So,
Looks
I
cool.
mean, with all the F1 that's like gaining traction and that's a pun. Gaining traction in fandom like worldwide, this makes sense that they're like, hey, let's hop on this bandwagon real quick.
I mean, F1 is one of those worldwide sports too, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
they have
similar
races
to this.
everywhere.
Yeah, like we all in if you're in America, like we're like NASCAR, woo, and like NASCAR is really mostly
They're
a
taking
domestic.
another left turn.
Yeah, it's mostly a domestic sport in the sense that like really only Americans watch it. But like F1 and like IndyCar, like that's more international.
You want to
Oh
know a
God,
really stupid fun fact? Do you
I
know who just
don't.
became a NASCAR racer?
I think I know.
Frankie
I know who.
Muniz.
Oh, I was thinking the inverse. There was a NASCAR driver that recently became an IndyCar driver.
Oh,
and
no.
everyone was like, "Ooh,
No, NASCAR.
Frankie Muniz."
Frankie Muniz is now a NASCAR racer. Saw
He's
that
a local.
news.
He's a local guy whereabouts I live. I actually have a friend who grew up with him and was like very
Interesting.
close to him. Yeah.
Well,
But
anywho.
that'll be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Overtake. No release date to my knowledge on this one yet, but hopefully coming soon. Shining Star, the miniseries, will end next issue. It's a manga. I think it started in late December, so it's just ending in February. It's just a miniseries, meant to be a miniseries, so look forward to that. Teasing Master Takagi-san, smartphone game will end service on March 31st. 8-Man vs. Cyborg 009 manga will end next chapter. Nier Automata, the anime, delays episode 4 and beyond due to COVID. I don't have a date on that. I don't know if there is a date on that.
I don't think they have given one. No.
Yeah, so that's really unfortunate. That's the second show to be delayed this season due to COVID. Unite Up delays episode 4, 5, and I think beyond to February 11th due to COVID as well. Detective Conan, the manga, Detective Conan, its manga, has 270 million copies in circulation.
Holy moly.
That is a huge ass number. I think that's like third or fourth on the list of most like manga out there in the world.
I would assume so. Probably one is One Piece, and then
Yeah, one is definitely One Piece.
2 is that one series that I had never heard of, and it's an older series, I think.
Oh God.
You know which one I'm talking about. It comes up in list of like most.
Okay, so you have One Piece, Dragon Ball, Golgo 13, and then
Golgo 13.
Detective Conan.
That was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that was the series that's like kind of older, and I was like, I don't know what the hell that is. But very nice. Good job, Detective Conan.
Yep. 270 million. Hot damn. Comic Girls, the manga, is ending in next chapter. Blue Archive's smartphone game is getting a TV anime. The video game Fire Emblem Engage is getting a manga adaptation. The anime Skip and Loafer will premiere in April, which that is a slice of life that I've heard about, and I think I will probably be watching next season.
Same.
But yeah, Ayakashi Triangle anime has delayed episode 5 and beyond due to COVID, so it wasn't Unite Up, it was Ayakashi Triangle that I was thinking of. The Witch and the Beast manga goes on hiatus for 2 months. And then finally, last one, Viz Media and Manga Plus launch Jangshi X in English. So this past weekend, if you want something new to read, there's a new series on Viz or Shonen Jump. So go look forward to it. That's actually one that I didn't read. I read all my regular weeklies, but that one I didn't read. I need to get to that one still. So yeah, but let's move into our last news before recommendations. We have more awards, but this time it's for manga. So judging from this year's 68th, oh god damn you, Shogakukan Manga Awards completed this past Wednesday. The most notable series to win was Call of the Night, who took the award for Best Shonen Manga, which I'm honestly a little surprised. At the same time, I'm not, because I know how good it fucking gets.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the other nominees were for that. The
Sakamoto Days was another one that was nominated.
Fair enough. The winners from each category were awarded a bronze statue and a 1 million yen prize. Yeah. I am actually going to look this up because I did not do my due diligence to look into it, and yeah, it is literally like 3 categories.
Yeah, there's not much.
Shonen Boy, Shoujo, and Children. So
yeah, the other ones we weren't know about. Sakamoto Days was the other one that was notable that most other people know about, and that was in the shonen category.
Yeah. Oh, and
I'm not even sure.
There's the general shonen, shoujo, and then children. So the general went to a series called Medalist, Call of the Night, and then another one. Oh, it tied. Call of the Night tied with another series called Ao no Orchestra.
Yeah, so Blue Orchestra.
Blue Orchestra, yeah, that's right. And then the shoujo winner was, the English translation is Tomorrow I Will Be Someone's Girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then Ui X Kon was the children's winner. So
yeah.
But yeah, I've never heard of Medalist, and looking at this poster, it looks pretty fucking fancy. So I'm gonna look into that. But those are your winners for this year's Shogakukan Manga Awards. Speaking of manga, we every week, most weeks, will recommend an anime or manga to you guys. Something that we enjoy. You are looking over either at what book you're about to recommend or your cat who's about to jump on you. So I'll go first since you're wildly unprepared and you can make your decision. For me, this isn't necessarily the first, volume, but I'm going to recommend Delicious in Dungeon. This is a series that I read the first 2 volumes last year, and it took me a while to get through them, and they were a little bit of a slog, but I had bought pretty much the entire series, and I decided to pick it back up with because volumes 1 and 2 weren't like the most thrilling. I decided to just continue into volume 3 after not reading it for about a month. It's very good. It's gotten really fucking good from the near the end of volume 3, where they really get into the plot, to volume 4 and beyond. This series is really good. It's about a bunch of adventurers who get attacked by a red dragon in a dungeon, and one of their party members teleports them out while sacrificing themselves basically to the dragon so that, they can survive. While they're broke and, kind of just on the down and down, they decide, you know what? We're going to go back into the dungeon to save our comrade, because reviving is a thing in this world. However, because we have no money for provisions or anything, we're just going to kill monsters and eat the monsters, which is normally looked down upon. And it's a very basic plot, and it really unfolds into something special. And I'm really looking forward to this because not to this, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It's getting an anime adaptation. That's the reason why I bought this manga in the first place. Normally, I wouldn't do that for most series, especially something like this, like a dungeon crawler. But the only reason I bought this is because it's being adapted by Studio Trigger. And if you don't know who Studio Trigger is, you should. You just go watch anything that they make. Don't go watch anything. Go watch Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill. Fucking Promare as a movie is just wonderful as well. Like, a majority of everything they do is absolutely amazing. Darling in the Franxx, I still enjoyed, but it jumped many sharks at the very end there. They are doing an adaptation of this story. There's no date yet as to when they are, but holy shit, when this comes out, this is going to be a banger. This is going to be so fucking good. I am so excited for this. It's a goofy-ass comic. It's a goofy-ass manga. Go read it. It is called Delicious in Dungeon. Tyler, what do you have for us this week?
I was going to do manga, and then I realized, like, everything I've been reading has just been my online series. So yeah. I'm like, I probably won't suggest anything there. But I'll suggest an anime instead. And it's kind of a cop-out because I think I suggested it as a manga read, like, forever ago. But watching the anime now, it's been great, and I love it, and it's perfect. It's exactly how I wanted them to do it. It's Kobo-san Won't Let Me Be Invisible. This has been such a joy to watch. If you've read it, you'll understand. If you haven't, I will explain why. It's a fun slice of life. I love the fact that the main character is quite literally invisible to everyone except this one person. Like,
even
so much
door scanners.
Yeah, I was gonna say so much so that like door scans don't do it. He doesn't show up on cameras like with the auto like focus feature of people's faces. It doesn't show up. Even in there's so many funny elements to this character. I love him, but in particular in the manga, the author does a very cute like chibi style for a lot of scenes where like they shrink down the characters and they make their faces really animated in like a cute, fun kind of way. And I was like, oh, I hope that doesn't get lost in the anime, and it doesn't. And they do it perfectly in the sense that like it fits every single scene that they do it in. Like all these little cutesy moments where like they get chibified and like they get their faces get all cutesy and everything. I don't know. I'm saying the same words over and over again, but I love it. It's wonderful. It's a perfect adaptation from story to screen. I think it's been a lot of fun so far. If you're not into the slice of life, it might be a harder one because it is extremely slow. But if you like it, if you want to give it a try, if you want to see what it's like to be invisible but still be the main character, go give it a watch. It's on High Dive.
Yep. I was about to say, where can you watch it? But then you
oh, I got
there.
You. What do you think? I'm a newbie at this one?
Yes.
Huh? You think I'm new?
Yes.
You think I can't cut it? Cut it in the industry?
You
I got the chops
you
for
watching anime? You doing anything other than playing video games? What? I'm kidding.
Working, doing house stuff.
Working on getting married. Yeah. You busy boy,
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. You bastard. But you know what? Thank you all for joining us this week. So we will be back next week with a brand new episode. If you want to keep the fun going, head over to our Twitter where you can find all our links to all our social medias. That Twitter account is at Baka&Co Podcast. We will be back next week, as I said.
We will.
So until next time, Spark Triumph. We'll see you then. Bye, everyone.